A fun new restaurant just burst onto the scene in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Roma Roma is a pizzeria bringing Roman-style pizza to the Northwest. And owner and chef Forrest Brunton is here to show us how they do it. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for bringing pizza.
Of course.
It's one of my favorite things to eat. Before we get to making everything today, congratulations on the new restaurant. Tell me about the pizza.
So it's Roman-style pizza, which are these long rectangular pizzas, and we do them by the weight. It's all taglio, which means by the cut. In Rome, they do it by the kilo, and here in America, we do it by the pound, because we're not dirty commies. And and we just, so you can get as much or as little as you want. It rotates. We have different seasonal flavors. We usually have like 8, 9, 10 different flavors. And we brought a few here today, along with some of the dough. Which is kind of like a big part of what we do, is our long, slow fermented dough.
Okay, well, I feel like we got to get started with the dough, right?
Okay,
do we need to do that? We're seeing some of the pizza there now. That looks so good. I want to get going.
Okay, so we're going to start with some water. Our levain or starter. And you always have to name your starter.
I was going to say, I haven't heard that before, but got it. Okay.
And ours is named Avril Levain.
Oh, got it. There's a story there. Do you have a favorite song? No?
No, I think it was just wordplay.
Perfect.
Then we have our flour. We use a 00 flour that's specifically formulated for this long, slow rise. We have a little bit of diastatic malt powder, which kind of feeds the starter and helps it along.
Yeah.
A little fine sea salt and a little olive oil. So we're going to mix this up, and what you'll see is like this is a very high hydration dough. This is about 80% hydration. And so once we mix it up, it's not going to look very thick. It's going to look pretty loose still. And that's because the gluten needs to develop. So what we need to do is over the next few hours, we're gonna just do what's called a 4-seam fold. So we'll take the dough and we will fold it one way, then the other way, 4 times. And we do that every half an hour for about 6 hours. Jeez. And it'll go from like being this very loose, it's sticky and it's loose. And then eventually it'll be tightened up.
How long does it take to get to this next process that you're going to show?
So we would do it for 6 hours at room temperature, and then we will put it in the fridge for 48 to 70 hours.
Jeez.
And then we end up with something like this.
Ooh. Okay,
so this is the
not
dough
as
that's
sticky.
like ready to go. Yeah, and you can see it's kind of bubbly. It's smooth instead of rough like that one was.
Definitely.
And so, but the thing is about that is that even once we do that, it's still going to be very elastic. So we can oil our pan, but what you'll see is it doesn't just stretch out to the shape of the pan very easily.
Really?
If we stretch it out, it's going to want to pull right back.
Yeah, it's almost like gack, slime. If you were a kid, anyone? Maybe just me.
I remember.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Someone? Anyone?
I had it on my He-Man set.
Exactly. This
probably
is like
dating myself.
Well, same.
Yeah, so you can kind of stretch it out, feel
but it goes back.
But it's going to go back. So it takes a while to stretch. So over the next 3 hours, we'll spend the first hour and a half stretching it every 30 minutes until we can get it fully to the shape of the pan.
This is a real labor of love.
It really is. It is. A lot can go wrong.
A process, for sure.
And so we stretch it slowly as we let it rise, either 3 hours in a proofer or 6 hours at room temperature, until it's in the shape of the pan and it starts to get bubbles.
And now this is like that rectangle shape that you were talking about, the Roman style.
And this is the pans we actually use.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So this or one that's just twice as wide, but this is the shape we serve, is these long ones.
Gosh.
And so now you can see it's risen a little bit. It has some bubbles in it. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to dock the dough. So what we'll do, I'll have you help me with this one, is dip your fingers in here, and then you just kind of like gently poke holes in it.
It's almost like when you're making focaccia, right?
It is very similar to focaccia.
Okay.
A lot of people compare this dough to a focaccia. We have another dough we do that's al pala, which is a more rustic dough. That's what those are in the front that have a semolina crunchy bottom, but this has that oily bottom. And then we just dock it like we're a cat playing piano.
Ooh,
and then and then that'll go into the oven.
At what?
At about 550 degrees, 525 to 550.
Okay.
And then we come out and we have our
ta-da!
Our dough ready to go. And so now we're gonna top it. And this dough, one of the things about this type of pizza is that all of the pizza crusts get baked off either with nothing on them or with just a thin layer of tomato sauce, and then we add the toppings afterwards, which gives it a lighter, fluffier, airier, more texture, and it doesn't get soggy between the crust and the sauce.
Okay, what's going on here? What are the toppings?
So we're gonna do a real simple white pie for this one. So what you can do is take this mozzarella, and you can be aggressive with it, kind of squish it, and then just take a piece and just set it right like that.
A big piece,
on there,
okay.
yeah.
Jeez.
And we want to go kind of uneven.
Well, I got that, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing's perfect over in the Kelly kitchen. Amazing.
And then I'm gonna follow you with some ricotta.
Please. Delicious.
Just dots of ricotta.
Is this, so it's seasonal, like everything's changing on the menu. This might be there 1 week and then change the next.
Yeah, some things are, both of the pizzas we have here are new. We just had a kale pizza that we really loved, but that's gonna be, today will be the last day. We'll keep changing the pizzas. There's some that we always have, like a pepperoni.
Definitely.
Or we usually have this one. This is our white pie or our white hot, as you'll see later. And then we just sprinkle just a little bit of regular mozzarella over the top.
And then when that bakes, what happens at the end?
And then a little garlic oil.
Oh.
Then we bake that one, and we come out with this.
Ooh, yes.
Which is all ready to go.
And we top it with something special, right? What are we topping
and then
it?
right here we have our Parmesan chili crisp.
Ooh.
So if you want to just ladle some of that on there.
And that just goes anywhere? I don't want to...
No, you can ladle it on.
Okay, yay. I like spice. Is this kind of spicy?
It's got a little kick to it.
A little kick?
Yeah.
Can't wait to try. And while you're cutting me a piece of all this, what else did you bring here? What are these flavors up here?
So we have our patatas bravas, which is based on the Spanish dish. Here, I'm gonna just put a little
you're
more on
like...
there. Don't be shy. Let's.
Okay, this one you were saying.
You have to lean forward so you don't mess up your outfit.
Fair enough. And then what was the second one?
And then the other one is our braised beef cheek. It also has some red wine, some vermouth braised radicchio, and some celery root puree on there.
Amazing. Okay, and while I'm tasting this, I see so many drinks here too. What can you tell me about what you brought?
All right, we have a few different drinks, starting off with our non-alcoholic. This is our, we do Italian sodas with house-made syrups. This is
to die for.
Sea buckthorn and clove. And then we have some, we always have granita and we always have bubbly wine on tap. So we have two of our drinks. This is a scropino, which is a traditional drink with Prosecco and lemon granita. And then this one is our Luna di Sangue, which is our original for us. It means blood moon. And it is Lambrusco, which is sparkling red wine, with a bitter orange granita.
Holy moly. Everything I'm trying right now is so good. Where can people find you? And when did you guys open? Because this is amazing that you already are getting so much love.
Yeah, well, we just opened about 3 weeks ago on Capitol Hill, 12th and Pine, right in the 12th Avenue Arts Building. And yeah, it's people have been responding really well. We've been really lucky and having a good time.
I can see why. Had a blast with you. Thank you so much. And now I know what I'm eating for lunch today.